In previous lectures, we have already seen how we can store, read, update, and delete data from a Firebase database. Now, in this lecture, we'll see what is Firebase Cloud Messaging and how we can configure our application to send and receive cloud messages. If you remember in course introduction section, we already seen what are the advantages of using FCM or Firebase Cloud Messaging. Now let's see how we can integrate that in our application. So basically FCM is a new version of a GCM, that is Google Cloud Messaging, and it is a cross-platform solution that lets you deliver messages to the users at no cost. So definitely you can increase your user engagement using FCM, and you can send notifications about your app updates or new features, and you can engage users into your application. So basically it is for user engagement purpose. Now let's see how we can integrate that into the application. For Firebase Cloud Messaging, first you need to add this dependency Firebase Messaging to the Gradle file of your app. Then after adding this dependency, we need to create one service, that is one background service, which will extend Firebase Messaging service. Okay, so let's do that first. I'm creating one simple Java class, say custom messaging service, which will extend a Firebase messaging service. Okay, so this is the service we need to use as a base class or parent class. Here you need to override this method on message received. So this method has this remote message object, and within this remote message you will get your notification data. So first we need to make entry of this service in manifest file. Say service custom messaging service, then exported attribute should be false. What will happen here when you configure your notification or your message from Firebase console, and when you send that notification, then this service will be called, or this method of the service will be called, and for handling this connection we need to add here intent filter or action. So action will be com.google.firebase.messaging service. So whenever this messaging event is happened, this service will be called, and within that on message received method you will receive your notification data. So we are done with our manifest settings. Here you need to check first if remote message dot get notification is not equal to null. Then we can separate that notification title and body, but let's first check at console how we can configure that notification. This is our Firebase console for our application. If you click here in cloud messaging, you can see here option send your first message. Let's click on this. Okay, so here you need to configure your notification. First one is notification title. So I am setting title as FCM notification, and here you can add your text or message. So This is a test notification for FCM. Okay. Then these fields are optional. If you want to add some image URL or notification name, you can add here. Click on this next button. Here you need to select your application. So I want to select this app. So this notification will be sent to all users which have this application. Next, then we need to send it for now. So next. Here you can add some additional options, like you can add some data in a key value pair, that we'll see later. First we'll see one simple notification. So when you click on this review button, that notification will be sent. Now if you check here, we added two fields, that is notification title and notification body. So these two fields we need to retrieve here. We already checked validation if our notification is not null. Then string title equal to remote message dot get notification dot get title, and string message equal to remote message dot get notification get body. So you can retrieve these two parameters here, and after retrieving these parameters we can simply add our code for generating local notification, and we just need to say title and message to that notification builder. But first let's check if these two fields we are getting correctly or not. So I am just displaying them here. Sorry. Title and message. Okay, so let's debug our application and we can check here if we are getting these values correctly or not. So I added debug here. Now let me test that application first. This FCM is actually a simple part. So you just need to configure your notification from here, and this service you need to add in your application. Okay, now let's send that notification from here and publish. It's not received actually, let me check it. Oh, sorry. Actually, I made a mistake here. It should be messaging underscore event, not service. Now we can test it. So whenever you send that notification from Firebase console, this on message received method will be called, and here you can check. Our title is test FCM and the notification message is, this is a test notification for FCM. You can check here. Okay, the same title and notification we are getting here. So now the next part is we need to display that notification here, and that code is simple because you just need to create a local push notification, and you can set title and message there. So let's write a code for showing our local test notification. Say I'm creating one method, say generate notification. Okay, we need to pass our title and message here. So title or say notification title and notification message. Okay, now we need two objects here, or two objects for a classes notification manager and second object is notification class. So notification. Okay. For creating or for showing notification, first we need one intent, and using that intent will create one object for a pending intent, so that when you click on that notification you can specify there which activity you want to open in that application. So I am creating here intent equals to new intent. Context will be a custom messaging service dot this, and I want to open our main activity, that is where we listed all our nodes. So main activity dot class. Then using this intent you can create a pending intent object. So pending intent dot get activity. Here first parameter is a context, so custom messaging service dot this. Then second parameter you need to pass a request code. Third one is your intent which we created, and last one you need to pass the flags here. So I am using flag update current. Okay. Now we need to initialize that notification manager. So notification manager get system service context dot notification service. Now when you want to display your notification, local notification in Android, if your SDK version is greater than or equal to 26, that is for Oreo and above, you need to create one notification channel, and using that channel we need to create a builder. So here first you need to check it if build dot version dot SDK int is greater than or equal to 26, then you need to create that channel. Otherwise you can simply use a notification builder. So for creating that notification channel, first you need to specify channel ID. So channel ID equal to, you can use any ID. I'm using this same package name as a channel ID. Then channel name, say FCM demo. Then we need to create notification channel using these objects. So notification channel equal to new notification channel. Here first parameter you can see you need to pass notification ID, then second parameter is notification name or channel name, and third one is importance. So first parameter will be channel ID, then channel name, and third parameter will be importance. So for this we will set importance like notification manager dot. These are the options for setting importance. So we'll set for now importance default. You can also set some properties for this channel like set light color or notification channel dot set lock screen visibility. You can also set here. Okay. Now if you need to check if that notification manager is not equal to null, then we need to create this notification channel. So if notification manager is not equal to null, you need to create that channel. So notification manager dot create notification channel, and you need to pass this object here. Okay. So for SDK versions greater than or equal to 26, we are done with this notification channel logic. Now you need to create your notification builder. So notification compact dot builder, say notification builder equal to new notification compact dot builder. Here you need to pass your context, so custom messaging service dot this, and second parameter will be your notification channel which we just created, that is channel ID. Okay. Now you can set your different properties for notification here. So notification builder dot notification set ongoing. Here you need to set this parameter to true. Then we'll set small icon. So set small icon. Let's use that same IC launcher. Then you can set color. So set color, say color dot blue. Then you can use your okay, auto cancel flag. Say true. Then set ticker. We can set message here or notification message. Then set content title. We already have this title which we retrieved from our notification object. Then set content message or content text, which is our message. Then you can set sound also. So for setting sound, first you need to get that URI for sound. Let's say, or we can get that URI here because we'll use it for below versions also. So alarm sound equal to ringtone manager dot get default ringtone URI, and here ringtone manager dot type notification. Okay. Dot set sound. You can use that alarm sound here. Then we need to set some values like notification dot default vibrate or notification dot default lights. And finally you need to set your pending intent. So set content intent, your pending intent object. So this is our notification builder is ready. Now we need to get that notification object. So notification equal to notification builder dot build. So this is for SDK versions greater than or equal to 26. Now for below versions we need to create same notification builder but some parameters are different. So notification builder dot builder nb equal to new notification dot builder. Here you need to only pass the context because we are not using channel here. So notification dot this service we need to pass here. Then similar we can set different properties. Say set small icon r dot bitmap dot ic launcher. Then nb dot set content title. We have a title here. Then nb dot set content text. We have a message text here. Then nb dot content intent, we can use the same pending intent. So set content intent pending intent. Then we can use a sound here. Set sound. Same alarm sound we can use. And nb dot build. Here we need to change our minimum API level. So let's change it. Mostly when you are using any third-party libraries, sometimes you can change that minimum SDK version to match these library requirements. Okay. Now here also we need to get that notification object. So notification equal to nb dot get notification. Now notification dot flags equal to notification dot flag auto cancel. Okay. So this is how we can create different builders. Now again the sending notification method is also different for these versions. So if build is greater than or equal to 26, here you need to start foreground, you need to use a start foreground method with this ID and notification objects. So ID you can use any ID here and that notification object. And for versions below 26 we need to use notification manager. So notification manager dot notify. Here also we need to use same objects ID and notification. So this is our simple notification method is ready. Now whenever you retrieve these parameters from this notification, you need to call this method generate notification with title and message. So now we can test this. We'll configure one next different notification. Okay. So title is say push notification. And text is like okay. You need to select your app here. Next. Okay. Oh, let me check this. Actually, we received notification here. Okay, you can see here. This is a push notification. When you click on that notification, this activity will be opened. I think this crash is because of this toast message maybe. Let's check it again. Yes. Now we received this notification. Okay. When you click on that notification, it will clear from here automatically because we already set flag there auto cancel. Now if you see here, there is one more option for adding a key value pairs. Okay. Here, so if you want to add or if you want to send some extra data with your notification, then you can use key value pair for sending that data. So I am adding a key as a suppose status, and its value will be say 1. Okay. So how you retrieve that data here is, what you need to do here, just comment this method for now. If for getting that title and message, we are checking if notification is not equal to null. If you want to retrieve that key value pair, you need to check here remote message dot get data dot size should be greater than 0, because this remote message dot get data method will return you a hash map which has those key value pairs, so its size should be greater than 0. And now you can retrieve that data. So string suppose status value equal to remote message dot get data. If you see, this method will return your hash map or map, so get data dot get, and you need to use the same key here which you added in this key field. Okay. Now let's check it again. Now when you send that push notification with this key value pair, okay, we received this here. So title and message. Then if remote data dot get data size is greater than 0, then you can see status value is 1. And later you can use this value in a way, if you want to use it to determine some logic or anything, or you can simply show the notification here. So this is how you can configure your push notifications from a Firebase console, and you need to use this messaging service for retrieving that notification, and you can also add some key value pairs in that notifications. So basically this Firebase Cloud messaging is used for a user engagement, for notifying users about your app updates, or when you add some new features, or when you anything you want to you tell users, you can use this FCM method. Now in the next lecture we'll see how we can integrate Crashlytics in our application, and how we can view and track errors and issues in our application on that Firebase console.